Beloved listener, hear me now. The world is not governed by chance, nor by accident, nor by luck. The world is governed by divine law, and it is this law, once understood, that can place the greatest treasures of the universe into your very hands. You were not born to struggle, to grasp, or to live in fear of lack. You were born to inherit a kingdom of abundance, wealth, and ever-flowing supply. Many believe that winning the world's biggest lottery is a matter of numbers, of odds, of chance stacked against them. But I tell you this, the true lottery is not won in the marketplace of men. It is won in the unseen realm of spirit. For spirit holds the keys to fortune, and fortune is simply the outworking of divine substance made visible. The ticket in your hand is but a channel. The power behind the ticket is infinite, eternal, and unfailing. The mistake of the masses is that they fix their eyes on the outer world, the spinning wheels, the bouncing balls, the drawn numbers, while forgetting that the outer is but a shadow of the inner. The law is always working, whether you are conscious of it or not. It is always bringing into your life the exact harvest of your thoughts, your words, and your beliefs. So I say to you, if you desire to win the world's biggest lottery, you must first win the lottery of consciousness. You must speak and act as one who already holds the winning ticket, for by divine right it is already yours. No door is closed to spirit. No treasure is locked away from the one who walks in faith. To say, "It is impossible," is to deny the infinite. To say, "It is too much for me," is to insult the giver of all. But to stand tall and declare, "I receive the highest, the greatest, and the best under grace," is to align yourself with the inexhaustible supply that flows through all creation. Winning the world's biggest lottery is not about pleading with destiny. It is about aligning with law. It is about knowing that God's wealth is circulating in my life, that divine substance is constantly taking form for me, and that what is mine by right cannot be withheld. The moment you affirm it, the moment you claim it, the wheels of divine order turn, and channels open. Therefore we begin not with worry, not with strain, but with the spoken word of power. For words are seeds, and words are weapons, and words are bridges between the unseen and the seen. When you speak in faith, mountains move. When you affirm with conviction, the lottery of heaven writes your name in golden ink. So let us turn to the prayer of victory, the affirmation of wealth, and the decree of abundance. For the greatest lottery of all is already won in spirit, and now it comes into manifestation. Beloved, let us begin at the very root of understanding there is no such thing as chance. There is no accident, no roll of dice, no slip of fate that governs the affairs of men. What the world calls luck is but a word for ignorance of law. Behind every event, behind every seeming coincidence, behind every gain or loss, there moves the precise, unerring, and absolute working of divine law. You see, the mind of man has been trained to believe in odds, in probability, in the uncertain whim of fortune. People study numbers, calculate chances, and bow before the god of statistics. But statistics are the inventions of men. Law is the decree of spirit. And spirit does not deal in fractions or likelihoods. Spirit deals in absolutes. Spirit declares, what you sow you must reap. What you speak you must see. What you believe you must become. Therefore, if you would dare to win the world's biggest lottery, you must first lift your thought above the marketplace of chance and into the certainty of law. The wheel that spins, the numbers that are drawn, are but shadows on the wall of life. The true movement, the true selection, the true decree, takes place in the invisible realm, long before the world ever witnesses the result. And it is there, in the invisible, that you must claim your prize. Let us not be deceived by appearances. The outer world may say, "It is impossible. The odds are too great. Only one in millions will succeed." But I say to you, the infinite cannot be measured by odds. The infinite cannot be contained by probability. God's universe is limitless, overflowing, ever giving, and you are the heir of that universe. To align with it is to know that you are not at the mercy of chance, you are under the government of perfect law. What is divine law? It is the eternal principle that like attracts like, that thought crystallizes into form, that belief shapes experience. It is the great cosmic order that ensures harmony, balance, and justice in all things. It is the law that makes the sun rise, the planets move, the tides flow, and the same law that governs your finances, your winnings, your very prosperity. Nothing is outside of it. Nothing can escape it. So when a man says, "I am unlucky," he speaks a word against law, and the law answers, "So it shall be." When a woman declares, "I never win," she gives the law her decree, and it fulfills her own prophecy. The law is not partial, it does not choose favorites. It is exact, it is impartial, it is faithful to carry out the seed that is sown. Therefore the question is not, will law work for me, but what am I planting in the law with my thoughts, my words, and my beliefs? Do you see now? To approach the lottery with trembling hands, with doubt, with secret fear, is to plant seeds of failure in the soil of spirit. But to approach with certainty, with the calm knowing that you are backed by divine law, is to sow the seed of victory, and the harvest must come, for the law cannot lie. You may look at the multitude and say, "But millions desire the same prize." Yet remember this, each soul has their own channel of supply. What is yours cannot be taken by another, and what belongs to another cannot be stolen by you. Infinite supply cannot be exhausted. The law of abundance ensures that every channel, every path, every door is open to the one who aligns with faith. If it is your decree to receive through the lottery, the law will move heaven and earth to bring it to pass. If not through the lottery, then by some greater and higher channel, supply will still find you, for nothing can keep back what is yours by divine right. Therefore we must abandon the old belief in luck, and take hold of the truth. Divine law is my sure foundation. I walk not by chance, but by certainty. I am not governed by odds, but by spirit. I am not subject to lack, but to abundance. Beloved, this is the first key, the great opening truth. Nothing in your life is random, not your losses, not your gains, not your victories, not even the so-called delays. All is under law. And when you learn to consciously cooperate with this law, you cease to be a victim of chance and become a master of manifestation. Now, with this understanding, let us move deeper. If the lottery is not won by chance, then where is it truly won? If it is not a matter of numbers, where is the secret hiding place of victory? I tell you, it is within. The lottery is first won in the realm of consciousness, and to that inner realm, we now turn. Beloved, now that we have established that nothing is ruled by chance, and that all things are governed by divine law, we must ask, where does the law begin its work? Does it begin in the ticket, in the drawing, in the machine that selects the numbers? The outer event is merely the final page of the story. The story itself is written long before, in the secret chamber of the soul, in your consciousness. Hear this clearly. The true lottery is not won when the winning numbers appear on the screen. The true lottery is won when your inner conviction is established, when your mind and spirit agree with the law of abundance, when your words are spoken in faith, and your heart rests in certainty. The outer manifestation is simply the echo, the reflection, the harvest of the inner decree. Many live in reverse. They wait for the outer to convince the inner. They say, "I will believe when I see. I will rejoice when I win. I will give thanks when the prize is mine." But the law does not operate in this way. The law says, believe first, and you shall see. Rejoice first, and the prize must come. Give thanks in advance, and the way will be made plain. Faith always precedes sight, never the other way around. Think of the lottery ticket you hold in your hand. It is a symbol, a piece of paper, a channel, but it has no power of its own. The power lies in the consciousness you attach to it. To the fearful mind, it is a reminder of impossibility, of slim chances, of defeat before the race begins. But to the consciousness aligned with spirit, it is simply a channel for the infinite to work through. The ticket is not the source, it is merely the bridge. The true source is within. Your consciousness is the soil in which all events grow. What you hold there, you water daily with your words, your emotions, and your expectations. If you sow doubt, you reap doubt. If you sow lack, you reap lack. But if you sow faith, if you sow certainty, if you sow the unshakable knowing that you are already victorious, then the outer world must yield a harvest in kind. When I say the lottery is won in consciousness, I mean that you must already see yourself as a winner before the numbers ever appear. You must feel the joy of abundance, the relief of victory, the freedom of wealth, as if it were already accomplished. You must train your inner eye to behold the invisible prize, knowing that what is seen in spirit must one day be seen in form. This is not mere imagination. This is alignment with divine law. Spirit recognizes no distance between thought and manifestation. Spirit knows no delay, no obstacle, no limitation. It is man's divided mind, his wavering belief, his uncertainty that creates delays. But the single eye, the steadfast heart, the consciousness rooted in truth, this is the winning ticket every time. Consider this. Two people may buy the same lottery ticket. One says, "I hope this wins," but it probably won't. The other says, "This is simply one channel of my infinite supply, and I receive under grace and in perfect ways." Outwardly they look the same, two slips of paper. But inwardly, one consciousness sows defeat, the other sows victory. Which one do you suppose aligns with the law of abundance? Which one do you suppose the universe answers? Beloved, let this be your work, to win the lottery of consciousness first. Before you reach for the numbers, reach for your inner word. Before you count the odds, count the promises of spirit, which declare, "All that is mine is thine." Fear not, little flock, for it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Do not let the shadow world of statistics intimidate you. Let the radiance of spirit assure you. For the law works not according to man's reasoning, but according to divine order. If your consciousness is one with wealth, wealth must appear. If your consciousness is one with lack, lack must multiply. Choose therefore the inner victory, and the outer will follow as night follows day. And when you declare, "I am a winner in spirit, I am victorious in consciousness," the supply that is mine by divine right cannot be withheld, then you have already won the true lottery. The rest is simply the outworking, the formality, the unfolding of what was settled in the secret place of your soul. So remember, the ticket does not make you a winner. The law within does. The numbers do not crown you with fortune. Consciousness does. The outer stage is only the mirror. The true play is written and acted out in the heart and mind. Now, beloved, if the true lottery is won in consciousness, what then is the key that holds this consciousness steady? What gives it life, breath, and power? It is faith, the unwavering conviction that infinite supply is yours here and now. Without faith, consciousness wavers. With faith, it becomes a magnet to draw the highest and the best, and to faith, we now turn. Beloved, we have seen that the true lottery is first won in consciousness, yet consciousness alone must be anchored to something greater, or it drifts like a ship without a rudder. That anchor is faith. Faith is the golden cord that ties your thought to infinite supply. Faith is the steady hand that holds the wheel of consciousness and directs it toward manifestation. Without faith, your inner vision wavers. With faith, it becomes unstoppable. What is faith? Faith is not hoping, nor wishing, nor straining. Faith is knowing. Faith is standing upon the invisible as if it were already visible. Faith is the confident rest that says, "It is already done. It is already mine. It cannot be withheld, for Spirit has decreed it." Scripture says, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Notice, it does not say faith is a dream or a desire. It says faith is substance. Substance is the invisible material from which all visible things are made. Faith is the very foundation of wealth, of victory, of lottery winnings, before they appear in form. You may say, but the world tells me the odds are too great. Beloved, faith laughs at odds. Faith does not bend before numbers. Faith does not tremble at statistics. Faith knows that infinite supply has no odds, no limits, no restrictions. The same power that brings forth a blade of grass, that sets the stars in their courses, that holds the planets in perfect balance, that power is the source of your wealth. Do you think such a power can be hindered by human calculation? Impossible. When faith is alive in your heart, you cease to beg and begin to declare. You cease to plead for a chance, and begin to stand in your divine right. You say with authority, the wealth of the universe is mine now. Infinite channels are open. Divine substance flows to me in perfect ways. I walk by faith, not by sight. Faith transforms the atmosphere of your being. Where there was fear, it brings peace. Where there was doubt, it brings assurance. Where there was weakness, it brings power. Faith lifts your vibration to match the frequency of abundance, and abundance, like a magnet, rushes to meet you. Consider the farmer. He sows a seed in the ground and covers it with earth. He does not dig it up every hour to check if it is growing. He does not despair because he cannot yet see the sprout. He rests in faith. He waters, he nurtures. He trusts the law of growth, and the harvest comes. So too must you sow your words, your affirmations, your inner decrees, and then rest in faith. For faith is the soil in which manifestation takes root. Doubt is the thief of fortune. Many sabotage themselves because they waver. One day they believe, the next they fear. One moment they affirm, the next they deny. The law cannot work with a divided mind. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, but the single-minded faith, the steadfast decree, opens doors that no man can shut. Beloved, winning the world's biggest lottery requires the faith that stands unmoved in the face of appearances. Faith that says, though I see not yet, I know it is done. Though the numbers are not yet drawn, I know the infinite has already declared me victorious. Though the channel be hidden, I know supply is flowing to me in perfect ways. This is the faith that aligns with infinite supply. Now let us remember, infinite supply is not a trickle, not a limited storehouse, but an overflowing ocean. Faith aligns you with that ocean. Faith says, I receive without struggle, without fear, without effort, under grace. Faith lifts you above the belief in scarcity into the realm of ever-present abundance. It is not your business to decide how supply shall come. Faith releases the how into the hands of Spirit. Your work is to believe, to affirm, to prepare room for the blessing. When you set the table, Spirit fills it. When you open the door, Spirit enters. When you decree the word, Spirit makes it flesh. Faith is the key that unlocks the infinite storehouse. Now, as you hold this truth in your heart, let it be written upon your spirit. I align my faith with infinite supply. I trust in divine law. I know that wealth flows to me here and now. The lottery of heaven is already mine, and it shall be revealed in perfect form. Beloved, this is the third key. Faith aligns with infinite supply. Without faith, the consciousness of victory wavers. With faith it becomes unshakable. Faith binds you to the truth that what is yours cannot be lost, and what is promised cannot fail. And so we now turn to the next great key. If faith aligns you with infinite supply, then what is it you are aligning with? It is your divine right. For what is yours by divine right cannot be withheld, delayed, or denied. And to this truth we now turn. Beloved, we have seen that faith aligns us with infinite supply. Yet faith must rest upon something solid, eternal, and unshakable. That foundation is the truth of your divine right. For you are not a beggar at the gates of heaven, hoping for a crumb of fortune. You are a child of the Most High, heir to the kingdom, and joint heir with Christ in the wealth of the universe. What is yours by divine right cannot be lost, stolen, or withheld. When I speak of divine right, I speak of the eternal inheritance written into the very fabric of your being. It is not granted by men, nor taken away by circumstances. It is not given because of luck, nor withheld because of chance. It is the law of your existence established before the foundations of the world. So many live as though supply were outside themselves, controlled by others, dependent upon luck, or subject to the shifting winds of chance. They cry, "I hope I receive," or "I hope I win," but they have forgotten that what belongs to them cannot escape them. The channel may vary, the form may change, but the substance of your supply is eternal. Let us affirm this: nothing can keep back what is mine by divine right. Nothing can block the channels of my good. Nothing can delay the harvest that is already decreed in spirit. Do you see? The world may tell you that wealth is scarce, that competition is fierce, that the odds are stacked against you, but divine law does not deal in odds. Divine law deals in rights, and your right is abundance, victory, and overflowing supply. The moment you stand in that truth, the moment you claim your divine right, the law begins to act in your favor. The mistake of the masses is that they surrender their rights to appearances. They see delays, and they say, "Perhaps it is not meant for me." They see obstacles, and they declare, "It cannot happen." But appearances are but shadows. Truth is eternal, and the truth is this: what is yours by divine right must reach you, in spite of all appearances, through channels you cannot see, by ways you could never plan. Imagine a river flowing toward you. You may dam it with fear, with doubt, with denial, but the river is still pressing forward. Remove the obstruction, and the river rushes freely to its destination. So it is with your supply. Divine substance is always pressing toward you, seeking to take form in your life. If there is any delay, it is not because spirit has withheld, but because man has obstructed. Clear the obstruction of fear, release the dam of doubt, and watch the torrent of abundance pour forth. Beloved, say with me, "My supply is inexhaustible, my blessings are unshakable, my wealth cannot be lost. What is mine by divine right now comes to me in perfect ways." When you win in consciousness and align by faith, you automatically claim your divine right. The lottery, the business, the opportunity, these are merely channels through which spirit delivers your inheritance. Never cling to the channel. Cling only to the source, for if one door closes, another greater door opens. If one channel dries up, a wider river appears. Infinite supply has no shortage of channels, but the inheritance is one: abundance, wealth, victory, already yours by divine right. I tell you this: there is a great difference between desire and divine right. Desire may waver, but divine right is eternal. Desire may be selfish, but divine right is rooted in spirit. Desire says, "I want." Divine right says, "I receive." Desire may strive, but divine right rests. When you declare that wealth is yours by divine right, you remove it from the realm of chance and place it under the government of certainty. And what does this mean for you who seek to win the world's biggest lottery? It means you do not beg for it, you do not strain for it, you do not fear it will pass you by. You stand in the knowing, if this channel is mine, it will be mine with ease, under grace and in perfect ways. If not this channel, then a greater one is already prepared. Nothing can keep back what belongs to me by divine right. This truth sets you free from fear, for fear is born of uncertainty, but divine right is certainty itself. This truth sets you free from competition, for what is yours cannot be taken by another, nor can you take what is theirs. Infinite supply flows in infinite channels, and every soul is heir to its abundance. So let us anchor this truth in decree. I claim my divine right now. Wealth is mine. Victory is mine. The kingdom of abundance is mine. No man, no circumstance, no delay can withhold it. I receive under grace in perfect ways, here and now. Beloved, this is the fourth key. divine right cannot be withheld. It is the foundation of faith, the assurance of consciousness, the guarantee of manifestation. And how do we claim this right in daily life? By the spoken word. For the word is the scepter of authority placed in your hand. The word is the decree that activates law. The word is the seed that makes divine right visible. And to the creative power of the spoken word, we now turn. Beloved, we have declared that what is yours by divine right cannot be withheld. But how do you claim this right? How do you draw it out of the invisible storehouse and bring it into visible form? The answer is simple yet profound: by the spoken word. The spoken word is not mere sound, it is vibration, it is decree, it is the very breath of creation. In the beginning, God did not form the world with tools of wood or stone. God spoke, "Let there be light," and there was light. The universe itself was brought into being by the creative command, and as children of the Most High, you carry this same authority. Your words are seeds of destiny, carrying within them the power to build or to destroy, to open or to close, to bless or to curse. You may say, "But my words are small compared to the vastness of the world." Beloved, nothing is small in spirit. A seed is small, yet within it lies the mightiest oak. A word is small, yet within it lies the power to shift mountains, to part seas, to open treasures, to manifest wealth beyond measure. When you speak in alignment with divine law, heaven and earth move to fulfill your decree. The mistake of the masses is careless speech. They say, "I never win. Money always slips through my hands. I am unlucky. Nothing good ever comes my way." These are not idle phrases, these are decrees. And the law, impartial and exact, hears them and answers, "So be it." The tongue becomes the pen that writes the script of life. If the script is written in fear, fear must play upon the stage. If the script is written in faith, victory must unfold. Beloved, the great lottery of life is won not with numbers but with words. Every affirmation you make, every decree you release is a ticket cast into the divine draw, and the law always returns to you, the harvest of the words you have sown. This is why I say, watch your words as you would watch your treasure. Guard your tongue as you would guard your fortune. For the word spoken in truth and faith is your greatest wealth. Let us affirm together: I speak with power, I decree with certainty. My words align with divine law. I now call forth wealth, abundance, and victory under grace and in perfect ways. When you speak such words with conviction, you engrave them upon the substance of spirit. The unseen hears and obeys. Channels open, doors unlock, opportunities appear, money flows, and the so-called impossible bends to your decree. Remember this: your word must be consistent. Many fail because they bless and curse with the same tongue. One moment they affirm, "I am rich," and the next they complain, "I am poor." One moment they say, "I always win," and the next, "I never win." This double-minded speech scatters the harvest and confuses the law. But the single word spoken with steadfastness, spoken again and again until it takes root, must come to pass. Think of your words as keys. Each affirmation unlocks a door. Some doors may seem heavy, long shut, rusted with years of doubt, but with each decree the lock loosens, the hinges give way, and suddenly the door swings open to reveal the treasure that was always waiting. The law cannot resist a consistent word of faith. Beloved, if you desire to win the world's biggest lottery, you must win it with your tongue. Speak as if it is already yours. Declare it, not timidly, not half-heartedly, but boldly, with the certainty of one who knows the law is faithful. Say, "I am a winner. I hold the prize. My victory is secure. The wealth of the universe is released to me now, under grace in perfect ways." Do not wait for outer evidence to give strength to your words. Speak first, and the evidence will follow. For the word precedes manifestation, just as the seed precedes the harvest. Speak in faith, and faith will bring it forth. Even in moments of doubt, guard your lips. Do not let words of fear escape you. When the mind trembles, let the tongue be firm. Declare truth even when appearances deny it. Say, "All is well. Supply flows to me now. My good cannot be lost." For the tongue can lead the mind, and the decree can steady the heart. Beloved, this is the fifth key. the spoken word creates reality. It is the bridge between divine right and visible manifestation. It is the golden scepter placed in your hand, the authority to command your destiny. Use it wisely, use it faithfully, use it consistently, and the universe will shape itself to your decree. And now, having claimed your divine right with the authority of the spoken word, what remains? The manifestation itself, the moment when invisible faith becomes visible form, when the decree is made flesh, when the prize is placed in your hand. To this final key, the revelation of victory, we now turn. Beloved, we have journeyed through the great truths that nothing is governed by chance, that the true lottery is won in consciousness, that faith aligns with infinite supply, that what is yours by divine right cannot be withheld, and that the spoken word creates your reality. Now we come to the final key, the blossoming of all the others, the manifestation of victory. For what is faith without fulfillment? What is decree without demonstration? Spirit is not a promise of someday. Spirit is the ever-present now, and the law once set into motion must complete its cycle. Just as a seed, once planted, must sprout and bear fruit, so must your words and your faith bear visible results. The manifestation is not a question of if, but only of when. And when faith is steady, the when is always now. Many think of manifestation as a distant miracle, a rare occurrence, a special favor, but manifestation is simply the natural outworking of divine law. When you align your consciousness, claim your divine right, and speak your decree, manifestation is as certain as dawn following night. It is not forced, it is not strained, it is not wrestled into being. It flows, it unfolds, it appears with ease, under grace, in perfect ways. Consider this: when you sow wheat, you do not expect to reap thorns. When you plant roses, you do not expect weeds. And when you sow words of wealth, faith, and victory, you cannot reap lack, fear, and defeat. The harvest must match the seed. Manifestation is the harvest of the seeds you have sown in spirit. Beloved, the moment you declared, "I am a winner, I am rich, I am aligned with infinite supply," the law began its work. Invisible forces moved, doors shifted, channels opened. You may not see them immediately, but they are working even now, arranging circumstances, aligning events, moving mountains, until the visible matches the invisible. The law cannot be mocked, it cannot fail. What is sown must be reaped. The manifestation of victory may come through the lottery, or it may come through other channels. Remember, the lottery is but one avenue, one bridge among infinite bridges. Spirit is not limited to one form. If it is yours by divine right to receive through the lottery, then the winning numbers will find you. If your supply is appointed to come by another path, it will come just as surely, and perhaps even greater than you imagined. The form may differ, but the essence, wealth, freedom, abundance, is guaranteed. That is why I say, do not cling to the form, cling to the truth. Do not cling to the ticket, cling to the source. For manifestation is always greater, richer, and more perfect when left to the infinite wisdom of spirit. Let us anchor this truth: I am open to all channels of good. I do not limit spirit to one way. I know that what is mine cannot be lost. The manifestation of victory is here now, in perfect form under grace, for the glory of God. The true manifestation is not only the prize in your hand, but the transformation of your soul. For when you have walked this path, you are no longer the same. You no longer tremble before odds. You no longer bow to chance. You no longer live in fear of lack. You rise as a victor, crowned in consciousness, certain in faith, fearless in decree. Whether the outer prize be millions of dollars, or the endless flow of supply through other means, you have won the greatest victory of all: mastery of the law. And do you not see, when you hold this mastery, the outer prize must come? For the one who has mastered consciousness, faith, divine right, and the spoken word cannot be denied in the outer world. The manifestation must follow as the shadow follows the form. Beloved, you are standing even now in the manifestation of victory. Each word spoken in faith plants itself into the soil of spirit. Each affirmation draws the harvest nearer. Each decree sets the law in motion. The universe is conspiring on your behalf, arranging the details, preparing the channels, orchestrating the outcome. Already in the invisible, your victory is complete, and soon in the visible, your hands will hold the evidence. So let us not speak of waiting for manifestation. Let us speak of receiving. For manifestation is not coming, it is already here, it is already yours. You are not striving toward it, you are simply allowing it to appear. When you shift from waiting to receiving, you move from doubt into certainty, from lack into abundance, from hope into fulfillment. This is the sixth and final key. The manifestation of victory is inevitable. The law once set in motion cannot return void. The decree, once spoken, cannot be unsaid. The seed once planted cannot be unplanted. It must grow. It must bear fruit. It must fulfill its purpose. And now, beloved, we come to the conclusion of this great journey. We have seen the 6 keys, the golden steps, the divine blueprint for wealth, abundance, and victory. But we must seal it. We must close the circle with a final affirmation, a conclusive decree, a word so unshakable that the very heavens echo with its power. For the spoken word must end where it began, in prayer, in praise, in certainty, in the full claim of your divine right. To this final closing, let us now turn. Beloved, we have walked the golden path together. We began by casting aside the illusion of chance, knowing that the universe is governed not by luck, but by divine law. We saw that the true lottery is won first in consciousness, for all outer victories are born within. We learned that faith is the hand that reaches into infinite supply, and that what is ours by divine right can never be withheld. We discovered the immense power of the spoken word, that every decree is a seed destined to bear fruit. And finally, we crowned it all with the manifestation of victory, knowing that what has been spoken in faith must appear in form. Now the circle is complete. The truth is yours, the power is yours, the supply is yours. You are no longer a seeker trembling before odds. You are a victor standing in certainty. You are no longer pleading with life to bless you. You are commanding your divine right, and life must obey. Spirit has no half-truths, no broken promises, no barren soil. The law is exact, eternal, and unfailing. What you have declared today is sealed in heaven and must appear on earth. You are the lottery winner, whether through the drawing of numbers or through channels beyond your imagination. You are wealthy, free, and supplied, because infinite supply has already declared it so. Let us seal this truth with words of power, fold and final affirmations. I stand in victory now. I claim my divine right to wealth, freedom, and supply. Infinite substance cannot be depleted, and it flows to me in perfect ways. What is mine cannot be withheld, delayed, or denied. I am open to all channels of good, and I receive with ease, under grace. The spoken word has gone forth, and it shall not return void. I am already the winner, already the heir, already supplied. The tide of destiny has turned, and everything rushes to me now. Beloved, take these words into your heart, speak them with faith, live them with joy. For the law of manifestation is already at work in your life, arranging every detail, aligning every step, preparing every victory. You are chosen, you are appointed, you are crowned, and the world shall witness your abundance, for the glory of God and the testimony of divine law. So I say to you, walk as a victor, speak as a winner, live as one supplied beyond measure. The game is already won, the door already open, the prize already yours, and so it is. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes, center yourself in the truth, and let these words become your own. I do not believe in chance. I live under divine law. I do not live by odds. I live by certainty. What is mine by divine right must come to me now. I am not a beggar of life. I am an heir of infinite supply. The true lottery is already won. In my consciousness, I see myself wealthy. I see myself free. I see myself victorious. Faith is my hand. Faith takes hold of my good. Nothing can block me. Nothing can withhold me. Nothing can deny me. Infinite substance flows to me through perfect channels. The supply of the universe can never be exhausted. What is mine is secure. What is mine is certain. What is mine is here. I speak with authority. I decree my wealth. I command my supply. My words are seeds of power, and my harvest must appear. I am aligned with abundance. I am aligned with victory. I am aligned with divine law. The numbers align for me. The channels align for me. The universe aligns for me. I am already the winner. I am already the heir. I am already supplied. The tide of destiny has turned. Everything rushes to me now. I walk as a victor. I speak as a winner. I live as one supplied beyond measure. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.